You've got your objective. Don't let anything stand in your way.
Pour it on! Man down! I'm going. Can't see anything. Come on.
Agent out of action.
Agents, today we're diving into the Headline Grabber LMG from Year 8, Season 1. Even at expertise level 13, this weapon is a force, and is only going to get stronger. Now I know a lot of you run Escalations or even Legendary content, and you've leaned on Frenzy as your go-to LMG talent. But this gun has perfect strain. You can build up to 8 stacks, boosting your critical hit damage by up to 80%. It pairs beautifully with the tipping skills gear set, which I'll be showcasing today. They work together hand in hand, so if you're tired of Frenzy, this is the weapon to try. Now, I do want to mention, it is locked behind a classified assignment, but trust me, it's worth it, and it might hit the general loot pool down the line. If you're new or returning, this is Dwerewolf Gaming. Hit that like, share, subscribe, and turn on the notification bells so you can stay informed whenever I drop videos. Let's get into it. So the star of the show will be the Headline Grabber LMG. This gun is amazing, and I do recommend you get your hands on it if you can. Like I said, this weapon is fully maxed out. We do have an expertise level only 13, and I do plan on prototyping this weapon at some point. The core attributes on this gun, we do have 15% LMG damage, 12% damage to target out of cover, and 6% damage to armor. Alright, the talent is called Perfect Strain. You gain plus 10% critical hit damage for every 0.5 seconds you are firing. It stacks at the 8 times, so at max stack you will have 80% increase in critical hit damage. The mods I do have on this gun is a 5% critical hit chance, plus 50 rounds in the magazine, a 10% critical hit damage mod, and another 5% critical hit chance mod. To obtain this weapon, because this weapon is tied to classified assignments, you must first purchase the classified assignment to be able to have access to this weapon. And again, the name of that weapon that you will have to, the name of the assignment that you will have to complete is called the Capital Global Anomaly. And overall, whenever you take the boss out, the boss will drop this weapon. So just remember not to break down anything that the boss drops. And like I said, it is a great LMG, and I do recommend you give it a try, especially if you're tired of using the frenzy talent, which relies on you to empty the magazine to take advantage of that talent. This gun, the talent on this weapon, the moment you start firing, you're getting benefits from the talent. Now you can also purchase the bundle, the classified bundle as well, and you'll be able to have access to this weapon as well. And like I stated earlier, the frenzy talent is great because it can shred those enemies down quickly. But like I said, you don't get the benefit of that talent until you have completely emptied the magazine. Now, for our secondary, we did go with the Caduceus Assault Rifle. This was just introduced in Year 8 Season 2 as well. This gun is amazing for that talent that comes with this weapon. And if you don't have it, agents, you can obtain this weapon on the seasonal journey. Basically, if you buy the premium pass, you will be able to obtain this weapon at level 1. But if you don't have the premium pass, you will have to wait till you get to level 69, and you will obtain this weapon for free at level 69 on the seasonal journey. If you are not at level expertise level 30 yet, I do recommend you form the game right now. As of me recording this video, I have 2 days, 6 hours left to take advantage of this expertise surge event. And basically what it is, you get double upgrade material, drops quantity from all sources. The only thing that you're not getting double is the prototype. Whenever you break down prototype gear, it's only giving you 1 prototype still. But everything else, even exotics, you can get 2 exotic components when you break down those exotics. So now is the time to take advantage of this event. 2 days left, agents, as of me recording this video. Caduceus Assault Rifle is great. I do recommend you roll that 3rd attribute to damage the target out of cover. And the talent is what truly shines on this gun. And basically the talent is the same name as the gun. It's called Caduceus as well. And critical hits repair you and your allies for 3% of the hits dealt damage. So you definitely want to have a high critical hit chance. The cap on this weapon is, the cap is 60%. So I do recommend you build into 60% critical hit chance and then dump the rest in the critical hit damage. The mods that come on this weapon you cannot change. For our secondary agents, we don't really change this weapon too much because we don't really use our sidearms really anyway. And the talent that comes on this gun is called Sport Mode, and the gun is called Quick Step. If you don't have it, you get 20% increase in movement speed bonuses, but it does not scale with any other movement speed bonuses in the game. Are you wearing 4 pieces of the tip and scales gear set, which gives us 30% increase in magazine size and plus 30% increase in LMG damage. The talent we have on 4 pieces is called Throttle Control. Shooting builds stacks to a max of 50. Each stack provides 0.5% weapon handling and 0.4% critical hit damage. Keep in mind you do lose 6 stacks per second while not shooting, and those stacks are lost if an enemy is suppressed. Now with LMGs you can suppress those enemies pretty easily, so you will have them suppressed a lot. Now this is prototype, and the augment we do have on this is amalgam, and this is a level 1, so we have a 1.6% status effect chance. For the core attribute on this mask, we do have 22.5% increase in weapon damage, a 12% critical hit damage, and a 6% critical hit chance attribute. For the chest, we are wearing the tip and scales chest as well. This is prototype, and we do have the amalgam augment on this as well, and this is level 1. For the core attribute, we do have 15% weapon damage, 18% critical hit damage, and a 6% critical hit chance attribute. And the talent that comes on the chest is called Sustainability. Basically, you increase the maximum number of stacks from 50 to 75 on throttle control. So basically, you have more stacks, which eventually lead to more damage and a longer duration of using the talent. Holster, we do have the Salvo holster on, which is a part of the unit alloys brand set, and 1 piece does give us 5% increase in rate of fire. For the augment on this, we do have the Paradox augment, which provides a 2% chance of refilling your magazine by 100 for each bullet fired, and this is level 2. For the core attribute, we do have a 15% weapon damage. For the attributes, we do have a 7.5% increase in rate of fire and a 6% critical hit chance. Key pads, we do have the tip and scales on with this. This is a level 1 as well. Prototype, the augment we do have on this is Quantum. This provides a 1.6% chance of becoming immune to damage for 2 seconds. The bonus cannot refresh while it is active. For the core attribute, we do have a 17.1 our weapon damage with a 15.2% critical hit damage. For the gloves, we do have the Contractor's Gloves, which is a part of the Petrov Defense brand set, and one piece does give us 10% increase in LMG damage. This is prototype as well, and we do have the Paradox Augment on this as well. This is level 1, and it provides a 1.5% chance of refilling your magazine by 100 for each bullet fired. For the core attribute, we do have 18.1% weapon damage. It automatically comes with that damage to armor, but we got 18, well, that is max for us right there, 12% damage to armor. And the backpack we do have is the tipping scale backpack as well. This is a level 1 prototype, and this is the Paradox Augment as well, so we do have a 1.5% chance of refilling the magazine with this. For the core attribute, we do have weapon damage of 15% with a 9% critical hit chance and a 6% critical hit chance attribute. And the talent that comes on the backpack is called Snowball. This increased critical hit damage from 4 to 7, so that ultimately that's just more critical hit damage you will be receiving with this backpack. So I do recommend anytime you wear the tipping scales gear set that you wear the backpack with it as well. But of course there are other alternatives that work just as great. For our skills, we are utilizing the Revival Hive just in case we go down. We get a second chance to get back up, and we were using the Assault Turret a good bit because it draws a little bit of aggro and it does damage as well. So these are, since I was testing this weapon out on Legendary, we want to get some of that attention off you, so I do recommend a skill or even a decoy or something to draw that attention away from you. Now in today's gameplay, we did have the modifiers on, but you will see when we go over this that we were not getting any benefits from those passes right there that you see on the right side of the screen. But overall, the active modifier that we was using today was the Invincible modifier. And what that does is, on activation, it basically fully repairs your armor, and for 20 seconds you gain 99% damage reduction against all damage sources and gain the following bonuses while there is an enemy within 50 meters in front of you. Your movement speed is increased by 20%, you gain 25% bonus armor on a kill until Invincible ends, and you also gain 10% damage to target out of cover. Now, this is important. When it ends, you'll immediately take 100% of the damage you would have taken while Invincible was active. So keep that in mind. This is a high risk, high reward type gameplay here, so you got to be very careful. Now, we did have the Viper passive on, which after every 4 kills, all of your shots for the next 8 seconds will apply poison for 2 seconds. We did have Contagion passive modifier on. Basically, you gain Contagious. When you get within 10 meters of an enemy, Contagious transfers to them. When a contagious enemy dies, it transfers to the nearest enemy within 15 meters. If there's no one nearby, it transfers back to you. It has no effect on you, but for enemies that are affected by it, it will take 40% more damage from all sources. So Contagious is a great passive in my opinion. And we did have the Spark and Flame passive as well. This increases status effects by 30%. And in Toxic Dark Zone, it also increases weapon damage by 2% for each 10% of status effect you have on your build. Let's take a look at our weapon stats. We had a 3.2% status effect chance with a 1.6% damage immunity chance and a 5% chance of magazine refill. With the Headline Grabber, we did have 183,111 weapon damage. We did have right there the cap, which is the max of 60% critical hit chance with 100.2% critical hit damage and 85% headshot damage. Alright, as you can see with the Caduceus Assault Rifle, we had 161,495 weapon damage with a 60% critical hit chance with 95.2% critical hit damage and a 75% headshot damage. Like I said, anytime you're using the Caduceus agents, I do recommend you cap the critical hit chance right there at 60% and dump the rest into critical hit damage. Let's take a look at our armor. Now this build, this is a very squishy build, so you do want to get in cover if you take any damage. But we have armor of 943,820 armor. We do have 94,382 armor on a kill. This build has 0 armor regeneration. So again, this is a very squishy build. You do want to remain in cover, or if you take damage, get in cover as quickly as possible. Let's take a look at our class specialization. I do recommend the Gunner. For the passives that come with this class specialization, 1, basically every third reload is 50% faster. Armor kits repair 100% of your armor and grants 30% bonus armor for 10 seconds. Also, this is the only class specialization where you will have access to the Banshee Pulse, which launches a fork art of pulse energy that disorients enemies caught in a wave, and it also penetrates through cover, so those enemies that are hiding, you can get them out of cover. Another passive is Supply Line. You generate 10% of your total ammo capacity every 60 seconds. Party members will receive 5% of that. Also, you get the barrage talent. Your rate of fire is increased by 5% on a kill for 5 seconds. And also, you get the emplacement talent. Basically, whenever you are not moving for at least 1 second, you will get 10% increase in weapon handling, which is great on any weapon you're using. Now, I do want to mention, make sure you got the correct weapon elements equipped. I didn't even have the LMG element equipped in today's gameplay, so this weapon would have been doing even more damage if I would have had that equipped. So let's take a look now at our base damage now. We're at 192.90k, so we went up, by 15% with that. So, this gun would have been doing even more damage if I would have had the correct element equipped. And again, we are using an assault rifle as well, so just make sure you got the element equipped. And with using a gunner, you will have access to the large pouch, which basically boosts your magazine capacity. So overall, the gunner class is great for LMGs, and I do recommend you use the gunner class whenever you're running LMG builds. Now, again, these passives, agents, we did not have any munitions in today's gameplay. A lot of times I don't really use this too much because you have to keep farming for those munitions. But if you look at the right side of the screen, these are the benefits you will have whenever you do have munitions on in your build. And like I said, that's more rate of fire, damage to armor, weapon handling, and even optimal range. So overall, they're great passes as well, but you have to keep obtaining those canisters and donating them, transferring them to munitions to be able to use those passives. I do have canisters, but I wanted to show you gameplay. This build today did not rely really on any modifiers, because the only modifier that was really benefiting us the most would have been the contagious, which it is only effective when you're really close to those enemies within 10 meters. And as you've seen a lot of the gameplay today, we were not within 10 meters of those enemies. There were times we were, but a lot of times we wasn't. So overall, this gun is a very powerful gun, and I will be prototyping it pretty soon. I do recommend you give it a try. As always, agents, I appreciate each and every one of you for your valuable time and continued support. Stay strong, stay sharp. Dwerewolf Gaming out.
Much more. I gotta reload.